No worries. Throw your question at me and I'll do my best
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim
to
and
answer.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Ayana and I am a level 1 student at Jahan School Islamabad campus. So today I'm here with new Copilot session and my interesting topic is how do animals adapt to survive in extreme climate. So Copilot, can you hear me?
Yep, I've got you.
Okay,
It's
so my first question to you is what is adaptation in
got it. I'll dive right in without going on and on. Basically, adaptation is how animals evolve over time to fit their environment better. Things like growing thicker fur for the cold or developing camouflage. So let's keep it simple and to the point. Any other animal questions on your mind?
Okay, nice answer. So, Copilot, my next question to you is why do animals need to adapt? Please, some point on it.
Absolutely. In a nutshell, animals need to adapt to survive in changing environments. So whether it's finding food, escaping predators, or dealing with climate shifts, those little tweaks help them thrive. So what's next on your mind?
Okay, nice answer, Copilot. So, Copilot, my next question to you is can you explain me what are extreme climates? Please, long answer on this question.
For sure, extreme climates are places with really intense conditions like super hot deserts or freezing polar regions. Animals and plants there have to be total survival champs, adjusting to those extremes. So if you're curious about any specific extreme spot, just let me know.
Okay, so my next question to you is can you explain me, Copilot, what are the main types of adaptation and how do animals survive in hot desert?
Absolutely. Let me break it down. There are a few main types of adaptation, like physical changes, behavioral shifts, or even internal body tweaks. And when it comes to surviving those hot deserts, animals often adapt by being nocturnal or developing ways to conserve water and stay cool. Anything else you're curious about?
Okay, so you please brief answer on this because my I not understand you and your answers. Please now answer on this question.
Absolutely. I'll keep it super tight. In a nutshell, animals adapt in three main ways: changing their bodies, changing their behavior, or changing how their insides work. And deserts, they deal with the heat by being active at night or saving water. So that for short version. Anything else on your mind?
Yes, I'm continuously say please some brief answer on this question. Please brief answer.
Absolutely. I'll keep it super brief. Basically, animals adapt in just a few ways, changing their bodies, changing how they act, or changing how they work inside. That's it in a nutshell. Anything else on your mind?
Okay, nice answer. So my next question to you is how do polar animals survive cold climate? Please 5 to 6 point on in this question.
Absolutely. In a few quick points, polar animals have thick fur or blubber. They huddle together for warmth. They have smaller extremities to keep heat in, and they're great at storing energy. So there you go. Anything else on your mind?
Please, I'm continuously say long answer. Please long answer.
Got it. You want a more detailed answer? All right, let's dive in. For polar animals, they survive the cold through a few key strategies.
Yes, continue your answer.
You got it. So for polar animals, they stay warm by growing thick fur or having a nice layer of blubber. And they also have shorter ears or tails to keep from losing heat. It's all about staying cozy up there. So what else do you want to dig into?
Okay, nice answer. So my next question to you is what is blubber and why do polar animals have white fur?
Blubber is basically a thick layer of fat under the skin that keeps animals warm in icy waters. And that white fur, it's like nature's camouflage. It helps them blend right in with the snow. So what else are you curious about?
Okay, nice answer. So, can you explain me, please, briefly answer on this question so that
Absolutely.
I properly understand your word and properly understand your answer. Please, long answer on this question.
Absolutely. I can give you a bit more detail. So, blubber is basically a thick layer of fat that sits under the skin of animals like seals and whales to keep them warm. And polar animals have white fur so they can blend in with the snow and ice around them. Now, what else are you curious about?
Okay, nice answer. And my answer is blubber is a thick layer of fat under the skin that insulates animals like whales and seals from cold water. And why do polar animals have white fur? White fur helps them blend into snow, providing camouflage more from predator and prey. I'm right?
You've got it. Exactly right. Blubber insulates them from the cold water, and that white fur is all about camouflage. So spot on. Anything else you're curious of?
Yes, yes. So my next question to you is, how do penguins survive freezing temperature?
Oh, penguins are just masters of the chill. They huddle together to stay warm, and their feathers are waterproof and super snug. Plus, they've got a nice layer of fat too, just like those polar animals we talked about. So, is there another chilly creature you're curious about?
Okay, okay, nice answer. So my next question to you is, why do animals are adapt any atmosphere, and why people are not adapt any atmosphere?
It's a pretty cool topic. Animals evolve over generations to handle whatever environment they're in, whether it's the freezing poles or the hottest deserts. We humans, we're more flexible mentally, but physically we rely a lot on clothes, technology, and a bit of creativity. So humans might not physically adapt in the same way animals do, but we definitely make up for it with our brain power and creativity. So what else are you curious about?
Yes. Uh, Penguin, yes. So my next question to you is, can you explain me, please, how do animals develop physical, behavioral, and psychological adaptation that allow them to survive in extreme climates such as the freezing and cold of Arctic, the scorching heat of the desert, or the high altitude of low oxygen environment of mountainous regions? And what are some a specific example of this adaptation in different species uh, that illustrate their ability to maintain homeostasis, find food, avoid predator, and reproduce successfully despite these harsh environment conditions. Please long answer on this question.
Absolutely. Let's dive into that. Animals have evolved some pretty amazing tricks to handle extreme climates. For instance, in the Arctic, animals like polar bears have not just thick fur and a layer of blubber, but also behaviors like slow, energy efficient movement to conserve heat. In deserts, you'll see animals like the fennec fox with big ears that radiate heat away. Then you've got mountain goats who are basically built like climbing experts with strong limbs and special hooves. So, what other extreme environments catch your curiosity?
I am say please long answer on this question because I do not understand what you say. Okay.
Absolutely. Let me expand on that a bit more. So, in the Arctic, animals thrive with layers of fat and behaviors that conserve energy and heat. In deserts, animals have physical traits to handle heat and scarce water, like large ears or nocturnal habits. And in mountainous regions, you'll find creatures with bodies built for climbing and dealing with thin air. So, what other adaptations interest you?
Okay, nice answer. So my next question to you is, can you explain me briefly the about that?
Absolutely. I can do a quick overview. So,
Yes, yes, yes. My question is, can you explain me, please, uh, why animals is very dangerous for us, and Why animal do not some of each animal is do not uh, adopt the temperature and adopt the temperature. Why?
Absolutely. Let's break that down. So some animals can be dangerous simply because of their natural defense mechanisms or survival instincts. As for why they don't all adapt to new temperatures, well, evolution takes time and not every species will succeed in adapting to rapid changes. So it's really a mix of instinct and how quickly the environment shifts around them. Now, do you have any particular animal or environment in mind that you're especially curious about?
Please long answer on this question. I'm not
चलो
understand what you say.
निकले
Okay.
हम सफर पे आज
Of course, let's really dig
पहाड़ों
into it then.
से
Some animals are dangerous to us because of their natural instincts to protect themselves or their
पहाड़
territory. When it comes to adapting to environmental temperatures, it's a slow evolutionary process. Not every species can quickly adapt to sudden temperature changes or new environments. So for them, it's really about how well their existing adaptations fit or not. Now, do you have any specific animal or climate that you'd like to know more about?
Okay, so my next question to you is how do animals survive in extremely no, what strategies does desert animals use to cope with extremely hot and dry condition and how do these adaptations help them conserve water, avoid overheating and find food in harsh desert environments? Please long answer on this question.
Absolutely. Let's dive in deeper. So desert animals have some really clever strategies. They might be nocturnal to avoid the day's heat or have large ears to release heat. They also conserve water meticulously and can get moisture from the food they eat. It's all about these smart
पहाड़ों
adaptations that
से
help them survive in such harsh
समंदर का
conditions. So is there a
राज
specific desert
सहरा
creature you're most curious about?
गरम जंगल सब्ज
Please long answer on it. I'm continuously say please.
Absolutely. Let me stretch it
सहरा
out a bit more. So, desert creatures
जंगल
have amazing adaptations. Some are nocturnal to dodge the brutal daytime heat, while others have special body features, like large ears that help them release heat. They also conserve water in really clever. Hi, Copilot here. I'm excited to talk with you.
Hi, Copilot.
I'm off playing detective.
Okay.
I'm
So,
solving a mystery
hello,
right
can you
now,
hear
and I
me?
can't talk.
Hello. Okay, Copilot, my next question to you is can you explain me please how do animals living a high altitude adapt to low oxygen levels, cold temperature and strong UV radiation and what specific feature enable them to survive and reproduce in more mountain environment? Please long answer on this question.
Animals in high altitude environments have evolved some really fascinating adaptations to cope with the tough
पहाड़ों
conditions they
से
face. These places have low
समंदर
oxygen
का
levels, very cold
राज
temperatures, and strong
सहरा
UV radiation, and animals have developed a range of
जंगल
physical and behavioral traits to
सब्ज
survive there.
दुनिया
For example, when it comes to dealing with low oxygen, animals might have more red blood cells or special forms of hemoglobin that grab onto oxygen more effectively. Some birds and mammals that live way up high also have larger lung capacities or extra
जंगल
capillaries in their tissues to get more
दुनिया
oxygen to their
एक
organs.
नक्शा
And they're often great at conserving energy by lowering their metabolic rates when they need to. In terms of cold temperatures, animals might have thick fur or special body shapes that help them retain heat. There are even insects that produce antifreeze-like compounds in their blood so they don't freeze. And for dealing with high UV radiation, animals can have darker pigments in their skin or fur to protect them from the sun. So it's a whole mix of physical changes and behaviors that help them thrive where other animals would struggle. And that's how they manage to live, survive, and even reproduce in these extreme mountain landscapes.
Please long answer on this question.
Absolutely. I can dive even deeper into this fascinating topic. So when it comes to animals living in high altitude environments, they face a really unique set of challenges. Thin air, freezing temperatures, and intense UV radiation. In terms of adaptations to low oxygen levels, this is a big one. If you think about animals like the snow leopard or the Andean condor, They have some pretty cool physiological tweaks. Their bodies have more red blood cells or hemoglobin that binds oxygen more effectively so they can get by with less. Some high altitude animals have larger lungs or greater number of capillaries to help circulate oxygen more efficiently. When it comes to the cold, it's a similar story of adaptation. A lot of these animals have really dense fur, like the iconic thick coat of a mountain goat or a Nordic fox. They might have a stockier body shape that conserves heat better, or even huddle together in groups to stay warm. And for the smaller critters, some produce natural antifreeze proteins in their blood that prevent ice crystals from forming. And then you've got the high UV radiation. The sun's rays are stronger at higher altitude, so animals might have darker pigments in their fur or skin to protect themselves from UV damage. Birds that live up high might also have special oils on their feathers that give them an extra layer of protection from the sun. All these adaptations are like nature's toolbox to help these animals not only survive, but thrive and even reproduce in places where most other creatures wouldn't stand a chance. So it's a pretty amazing set of evolutionary tricks they've got up their sleeves. So have you ever seen any of these animals in real life, or is this just a topic you're interested in?
Okay, nice and long answer. Thank you for your long answer. So my next question to you is, can you explain me, please? Uh, Wait a second. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, so can you explain me, please, how do rainforest animals adapt to survive in hot, humid environment with dense vegetation and heavy rainfall and abundant predator, and what strategies help them find food and avoid danger? Long answer on this question, okay?
You're delving into another really rich topic. Rainforest animals have developed a whole arsenal of adaptations to thrive in those warm, humid jungles where it's basically a buffet of both food and predators. So let's get into all the details.
Yes, please.
You got it. Let's dive into the fascinating world of rainforest animals and how they adapt to that hot, humid, and super dense environment. So first up in the rainforest, you've got this crazy rich biodiversity. Tons of species living on top of each other. That means animals have to get creative just to carve out their own niche. Some of them, like sloths, move incredibly slowly and have algae growing in their fur, which actually camouflages them against predators. Others, like certain tree frogs or insects, have bright colors to warn off predators or blend into the vibrant plant life. When it comes to dealing with the humidity and rainfall, you'll see animals with adaptations like water-repellent skin or feathers. Birds like toucans have large beaks, not just for eating fruit, but also to help regulate their body temperature in that muggy heat. And in terms of finding food and avoiding danger, a lot of rainforest animals have specialized diets or behaviors. You've got monkeys and birds that can crack tough nuts or fruits that other animals can't. Some animals are super agile climbers, others are masters of camouflage or mimicry, pretending to be something they're not to trick predators. So really it's this incredible set of adaptations that help them stay cool, stay hidden, and find their next meal, such a challenging world. So I'm curious, is there a particular rainforest animal that you're especially interested in?
Yes, please. More point on it. I really understand your question answers. Please, more point.
Sure. There's definitely more to unpack in the rainforest. For example, let's talk about the layers of the rainforest. It's almost like a multi-story apartment building. You've got animals that have adapted to live way up in the canopy, super agile climbers like monkeys and certain birds that rarely ever touch the ground. Then you've got animals like jaguars or tapirs that live on the forest floor and have adapted to move stealthily through dense vegetation. And since you're interested in more points, let's talk about the variety of survival strategies. Some animals adapt by becoming nocturnal to avoid daytime predators and forage when it's cooler and less risky. Others might form symbiotic relationships, like certain insects that live in plants and benefit both themselves and plants. It's an incredibly diverse set of adaptations, and the more you explore it, the more you realize just how creatively life can adapt to a challenging environment. So is there any particular animal or adaptation that you find the most interesting?
Yes, okay. So, nice answer. So my next question to you is, right, can you explain me, please, what adaptation allow animals in savanna or grassland ecosystem to survive extreme heat and seasonal drought and predator threat, and how to they balance energy use and reproduction. Please long answer on this question.
Absolutely, we can explore that. So think of savannas and grasslands like nature's all-you-can-eat buffet with a side of extreme weather. And animals living there have to adapt to this all-you-can-eat buffet with a side of extreme weather. That means that they face a lot of extreme weather, like heat and drought. Predators are fierce, but also nothing can catch them. And also predators wait till they're cooked. So those are just a few of the big adaptations animals have to survive and how they balance energy use and reproduction. But if we haven't hit the nail on the head yet, I'm so glad we're talking about this. So I'm here for you and am ready for more answers always.
Yes, more point on this question, please.
Absolutely. Let's dive a bit deeper into the adaptations of savanna and grassland animals. One fascinating adaptation is how many animals have evolved to be crepuscular, meaning they're most active really early and late to stay cool and not have those hot swaths of the day, and they settled in on during off periods like during the going of sun, for example. Another adaptation is how a lot of animals, part of their whole survival is eating regular plants when temperatures get extra hot and humid. And they can avoid predators by blending in with the local plants. All these things kind of come together to help animals make it through. And the more we can explore together, the more interesting.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. I was just about to say that when it comes to savanna animals, they've got some pretty amazing tricks up their sleeves, like
Hello, can
migrating
you hear
with.
me?
Absolutely, I can hear you just fine. I was just about to dive into how savanna animals have these incredible tricks to
Okay,
survive.
thank you for your question and
You're,
answer. So, viewers, this
you're
was about
welcome.
today.
It's always a pleasure to
Copilot.
dive into these topics with you. So let's keep the Q&A rolling. What else are you?
I hope you like it. See you another interview, another Copilot session. Till then, Allah Pakistan, Zindabad, Hans School, Pindabad.